Greetings, QCS build fans, and back by popular demand. Yes, our #1 video is the AsRock Industrial 4x4 R1000V mini PC. By leaps and bounds, actually beats our our epic server build by almost 2-to-1 in views. So, since we figured that, well, that was an extremely popular video, we might as well do it again. So, we're not doing an R1000V, we're doing the next gen. So this one is our 4x4 box. Hey, you can just stay there. This is our 4x4 box 4300U. So this is based on AMD's Ryzen 4000 series mobile processors, which one makes them slightly more efficient than the last than the embedded 1500 series. Also, two, makes the machine smaller. So, like the last one, it is a 4x4 box. However, it is about an inch thinner than the last one. So, we'll take it out of the little package here. And we'll see they've made some improvements on an already actually really good design. So, take out this. You can see what we got going on here. We'll take that off. And we might as well take this off. Alright. And I missed the trash can. That's okay. Alright, so on the front, different from the previous unit. Previous unit had one USB port, one USB 2 port, and a single USB 3 port with headphone audio. This one now has USB 3 and has two Type-C USB 3s, but these also support mini display port over USB-C. So this unit can actually support 3 DisplayPort monitors off the same unit. So can't go wrong there. Also, this particular unit doesn't say. I'll have to double check. Actually, I'll probably post it right here, and it'll say which graphics this has in it. We know it's Vega. I'm not sure if it's Vega 3 or if it's Vega 8. My guess would be 3. So, basically the same video graphics as the previous unit that we did. This one also comes with HDMI and comes with upgraded, not just 2 1 gig LAN ports on it, but one 1 gig LAN port and one 2.5 gig LAN port, which is kind of cool. So a little less latency over a high-speed network. This particular unit is actually going to be my wife's new desktop replacement. Currently, she's using a she's using an Acer Aspire laptop that has HDMI out and has an AMD E2 6110 quad-core processor in it. This is a quad-core processor, but this is about 4 generations newer. So she's going to get a significant uplift with this one from her current laptop. The laptop she's actually had for several years now. It's been a really good machine. It's got a fan that's starting to get a little noisy, so that needs to get replaced. But this is also her Christmas present, so shh. Oh wait, we're not going to post this until after Christmas. But that's okay. She doesn't know. So this will be like her one big surprise. So, Merry Christmas, honey. I know you love me, right? Yeah. So, But, so that's our box. And then go with our box, we probably have the same accessories as we did in the previous. So our power brick, our power cable, our standoff with our M.2 screw. Now, one big difference between this particular version and the previous version is now this version supports M.2 in 2280 form factor. So the more standard M.2, what they have done is they've actually relocated the LAN ports to where they could actually get a 2280 M.2 in there now, and it also supports full PCI Express Gen 3 with 4 lanes. So if you wanted to go crazy and you wanted to put, say, a Samsung 980 Pro in here and get 7,000 gigabytes per second of transfer rate, or 7,000. Yeah, 7,000. Yeah, could be a good thing. So, you know, make a good little Steam box or something like that. But they do make a bigger version of this. They make a, this is the 4300U. They make a 45, a 47, and I believe a 4800U model of this. So, but as of current inventory, those are a little harder to get. So, let's see what else we got in here. We've also got our wall mount plate slash VESA mount, just like we did in the previous model. So, you can wall mount it. So, now the previous one, our R1000V, we actually did wall mount. This one, we're not going to wall mount. This one is actually going to go inside her desk where her laptop currently is. So, groovy. Alright, so there's our unit. In this unit, we're going to do 8 gigs of DDR3200, which is an improvement from the previous model, because the previous model would only support DDR 2666, I believe. At least that's what we put in it. It may only support 2400 actual speed. Either way, not a huge difference. But this is DDR4 3200, and it's natively supported in this box. No changes have to be made, and we're using a single 8 gig SODIMM on this one from G.skill. And then we're going to go ahead and we're not going to do an M.2 because, one, we really don't need to. She just uses this at her desk. She doesn't do any like heavy gaming or anything crazy. It's a lot of office work for the most part. So we're going to do our PNY 500 gig 2.5 inch SATA SSD in this model. So, well, that's it. Let's get to work. Alright, so we're back over here on the MODMAT. I've got you zoomed in pretty tight so that way you can actually be able to see inside the box really easily. So, alright, so we're going to go and get started. So this is basically the same as the previous R1000V. So we're going to take our 4 captive screws out from the bottom. And it's just a number 2 Phillips head screwdriver. Let's try this, see if this works better. Yeah, it works a little bit better. We'll use our GAMERSNEXUS TOOLKIT screwdriver. Alright, so we got those all out, and we can just separate the top. And voila, there we go. So a couple of little changes on this one. So we can see that we still have the Wi-Fi card here on this one. And this one is a AX200N Intel. So I'm going to say that's a Wi-Fi 6. Oh, yep, it is. It's Wi-Fi 6, 802.11ax plus Bluetooth 5.1. Woohoo! Fancy. That'll work really well talking to her Samsung Note 10. So similar layout to the previous unit, except in this one they've actually raised the M.2, so it goes over the top of our wireless card, which allows them to give them the extra length to be able to put that 2280 M.2 in here instead of that funky 2260, which comes in odd sizes. So the 2260 is good for like kiosks and small form factor builds that just aren't going to run a whole heck of a lot and don't need a lot of storage necessarily. But if you're going to use this particular generation is more geared to be towards a desktop replacement, because it does have a full laptop grade chip in it. So all right, but that's pretty much it. So we got let's see, these are our two DIMM slots over here, and we got a little blue jumper here. Which I would bet that's probably, see, there's a little blue jumper right there. I would say that is probably a CMOS clear jumper. Double check. We will consult the manual. Imagine that. A man that knows how to read instructions. This could be dangerous. Probably not that dangerous. Let's see. These instructions will self-destruct in 5 seconds. No, not really. Okay. And, oh, wait. Imagine that. The instructions don't say what the jumper's for. Nope. No. Nope. So, yep, that's my guess. Yep, I would bet that's a clear CMOS. Okay. So the other thing is on this one, you can see this little header right here. That is actually, I'll tip it so you can see it a little better. That is our SATA header right there. So hence we have that funky little cable right there, which actually looks like a one-off from a 720p monitor cable on a laptop. So, all right. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this guy. Oh, beware of the zip tie. Yes, there is a zip tie right there. All right, so we actually have to unscrew this first. All right, so move you out of the way for a second. My guess would be that this cable is slightly fragile, and so they don't want it getting damaged in shipping or bouncing around or knocking anything loose. Where unlike the previous model, the cable was this little tiny short thing, and you can only put the SSD in one direction. Okay, so then, yep, so that'll just lift up very gently with tape and all. Okay, all right, so there we go. And so the zip tie is literally just zip tied around the rubber grommet right there to just keep the cable in place. So you can just rotate that off. And you can see where it's kind of rubbed some of the shielding. So evidently, yeah, that's why they did that, is because they were afraid of the cable getting damaged in shipping. Because they probably figured a lot of people are probably going to use a 2.5-inch laptop mechanical drive, or they're going to use a SATA drive, whether it's an SSD or some type of drive in this unit. The other cool thing with this one is you can actually run both drives simultaneously. So, all right. So, okay, so we're gonna snip this very carefully. Remember, boys and girls, if you're gonna do something crazy like this, make sure you use a very sharp razor blade in the process, and don't cut the cable. Voila. I keep bouncing out of frame. Oh my god, I got my finger. No, I really didn't. Look at that. No blood. Oh my god. Okay. So, alright, so there's that. And then, okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll grab our PNY 500 gig SSD drive here. These are pretty good drives. I have not had a lot of issues with them. Actually, I haven't had any issues with them. But yeah, these are pretty good little SSD drives. These are the CS900 SATA 3 models. So, okay. So, all right. Figure out how this one's gonna go here. So it goes like that. And then it's gonna line up about there. Okay, so it's gonna have to go there. Okay. Okay. Alright, so that's going to go down like that. So then that's going to come out like that. So that's going to wrap over like so. Can we rotate that, I wonder? No, not really. Okay. So just like that then. Yeah. Yeah, so it has little isolators for a mechanical drive, but I don't know. Me personally, I find mechanical drives pointless anymore. So.
Okay, screws. Got to have our little baggie of screws. Alright, so M.2 standoff, don't need that. Versa mount screws, don't need those. Standoff screws for our Versa mount, don't need those either. And okay. Hard drive screws and M.2 screw. So M.2 and all the unneeded screws go back in the baggie here. Okay. There goes my spare part stash. Okay, so now, alright, so we gotta go ahead. Alright, so we're gonna grab this guy. Alright, so we're gonna have to line this up because these drives are a little thinner. I believe these are 5mm drives. This will support a 7mm drive. Most of your SSDs are going to be 5mm. Most of your, well, not most. There's several Toshiba and a few other 2.5-inch mechanical drives that are 7mm, and so this will support either. All right, flip her around here. And like any other drive screw, we don't need them super tight, we just need them snug. Especially on an SSD, you don't want to over torque your screws because the little threaded insert will strip out of the plastic if you're not careful. Okay. Alright, now put this in the right way here. Okay, so that gives our spacing for this guy. So make life easy on yourself. So go ahead and install this like that. Then go ahead and set your drive like so. And then go ahead and screw it in. Now the one nice thing about this is you could mount the drive upside down or right side up. It doesn't matter because this cable, you have enough length and enough versatility to it that you would be more than able to move it as you needed to be able to screw it in, or not screw it in, but to be able to connect it. The previous model in the 1000 series, that you couldn't do. It had to go in a specific way. So otherwise your cable wouldn't reach. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so before we stick that on there, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our memory in here. 8 gigs of DDR4 3200 coming up. Make sure. Now, I always like to make sure my pins are fully seated. Normally, most SODIMM slots, you're not going to be able to see the DIMMs when it's sitting here like this. And push it down. They'll peek out just barely, but as long as your locks actually lock in like they're supposed to, you'll be perfectly fine. Okay, so there's that. Alright, so that's our top. Okay, so now this has to go in here like so. Like I said, this is very reminiscent of a, and you just kind of line it up and then gently just kind of press it in, and it's kind of just snaps in there. Like I said, very reminiscent of a monitor video connector. So, okay, so one thing I am noticing, so on this, make sure your cable, kind of tuck your cable in like this with your finger and then set it down, because you do not want to get that cable stuck in the slot. I bet you I am trying to put this in backwards. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, if you do it that way, and the cable is going to come over here, the cable is actually going to lay across your memory, like so. Yeah, because this is keyed, so it will only go in one way. So, all right. Now we'll go ahead and put our screws in. Okay, and that's it. All right, all buttoned back up and ready to go. All right, so we'll get this hooked up. We'll plug it into our bench monitor here, and we'll get Windows loaded on it. Okay, so turn her on. Hey, all right, she boots up. Even sees our flash drive right away, which I don't want it to see just yet, because I want to go in the BIOS first. Well, come on, cooperate. There we go. It's F2 on this one, not delete, like it is on every other AsRock motherboard. Okay, so we got Tuesday the 22nd. We can change that while we're in here. It's actually the 21st as of the moment. And it is not 1 in the morning. It is 10 or 22. 22:03 hours. Whoops. 22:03 hours. Yep, close enough. Okay. And you can see we've got our 8 gigs of RAM, and we're installed in slot B1, which is fine. Single channel. I do believe this unit actually does support dual channel memory. So in this particular application, we don't necessarily need a dual channel. If she was going to actually do like anything crazy, like Adobe, Adobe type stuff or anything like that, then yeah, dual channel would come in handy. But in this particular instance, it's basically just going to be an internet office computer. So base clock of 2700 megahertz or 2.7 gigahertz. I believe the top boost clock on this is doesn't say. Not sure. I think it's like 3.2 or something like that. So, all right. Let's see. CPU configuration, chipset, storage. We'll make sure it sees our drive, which it does. Sees our SATA 3 drive. No M.1 drive detected. That is true. SATA controllers are all enabled. Smart disk is enabled. Okay. Let's see. That's not what I want. Trusted computing, chipset, storage. Dash support. What's this? I have to read up on that one because I don't know. Alright, hot water monitor. So we're currently holding at 38 degrees Celsius on our CPU, 33.5 degrees Celsius on our motherboard. Let's see, CPU fan is running at nice and slow 1900 and some change. And I'm about 10 inches from it, and it's ultra quiet. You cannot hear it. So, let's see. And we've got full on, manual, or automatic. We can just leave it at automatic. Let's see. And that's it. Cool. All right. Save and exit. Alright, 64-bit Windows, and of course we're going to do our typical non-product key pre-activated load. We're just going to do our base OEM load on this, and we're just going to put home on it. So we're not running a domain, so there's no need to put pro on it necessarily. Home. That's right. Make sure you accept it all, and we're just going to base install on our drive. Okay, so I'll probably go ahead and scrunch this for time, but it is now just before 10:07, and this is probably going to take no better than 15 minutes to install. Alright, go ahead and give it a quick restart here. we're going to hit that so that way we don't have to worry about setting up a Microsoft account. This might take several minutes. It might take several seconds. I don't think it's going to take several minutes at this rate. For just a straight quad core, this is going pretty quick. And that's it. Windows Desktop. Total load time of not even 5 minutes. That's pretty impressive. And we just loaded, I believe this is a 1909 build of Windows 10. Very responsive. Oops. Yeah, that's okay. We're going to try to crank that up anyways. And oh no, this is 2004. So that was the 2004 build, and it loaded in less than 5 minutes. Not bad. Pretty impressive. All right, well that's it. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go in here, and we're gonna get all of our Windows updates loaded. We're gonna go ahead and get it connected to Wi-Fi, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. Hope you enjoy this one as much as you enjoy the R1000V 4x4 build. So catch you on the next one. We will probably going to keep working on trying to get a Mars unit here at one point. So see how those go. But anyways, thank you for watching. Happy New Year. If I don't talk to you before then, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever holiday you prefer to enjoy or not enjoy. So we'll see you next time. Bye for now.